Welcome back, War Gamers. Today we are going to take a look at my plans for the dressing up of the bases for the American Civil War troops from Warlord Games. They come 2 strips of 10 men each, so 20 men on a 60 by 20 millimeter base. And this is the command squad base. I'm only going to put any kind of texture or flock or anything like that on the front of the first base. As you can see, you can't see the bases of the other ones. You're only going to be able to see the front. So the front of each regiment is going to get dressed up, as well as each of the commanders and each of the cannons. So what we'll do, or what I have done, is the bases got a little bit of a spray paint. I used a green and a mustard yellow to give them a little variety, because again, I don't want them to be just drab, all the same color, but I'm also not going to decorate all of them. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use a green, a brown, and a textured paint. It's actually a Citadel technical called Armageddon Dust, and I'll be using that. So this is what it'll look like. This is the green, which isn't too far off from what we have already sprayed on. And this, of course, I'll do on the bases, on the edges, like so. This way, all of the bases will have the same tone, same color, and they will match up very nicely. Now, having said that, what I might do is one color for the Union and another slightly different color, perhaps an ochre color for the Confederates. So that's the basic design. So for your cannon here, as you can see, I did paint the base, the puddle, with a darker green, and because it's painted on a black, it's very dark. So I'm going to go ahead and try to break that up a little bit so that it doesn't look quite so jarring, or perhaps puddly might be a good word. Now these minis are super glued on here, so they should stay on pretty well. I'll tell you what, it was a little fiddly though, getting these cannons together. The pegs, perhaps because I got paint on them, or perhaps it's just a molding issue, I'm not sure, but there was a little bit of resistance, and perhaps you might even call it a poor fit. So now this particular one, you can see here I've added a piece of cork that we'll use and we'll paint as a rock. So that'll look cool. So that is our green as a sample. And then for the brown, we'll make that rock brown. And I am using a nutmeg color from Apple Barrel, just something cheap. I'm just painting on cork. I'm not going for a golden demon here, so it doesn't have to be a $7 bottle of paint. But I do want it to look kind of cool. So there's that. And then I am going to throw a little bit of this brown in here. Just to be a little shaded. It's a little bit lighter under there than I would like. So that's the first two colors. And then, as I mentioned, I also have the Citadel Armageddon Dust, which is a technical paint, which is actually a lot of fun to paint with because it's very thick. It's very mud-like when it comes out of the jar. If you haven't used it, definitely a muddy kind of paint. And now that I'm thinking about this, I probably should have painted one first and then started the video so I could show you what it looks like when it's dry. But I didn't think of that. So here we are. With our Armageddon Dust. And like I said, it is a textured paint. It's got some kind of sand or other textured filler in it, so that will lend a little bit of curb appeal, if you will, to the miniature. And then when this is all dry, I'll be adding a little either static grass, or I have some little pre-fabricated static grass clumps that I'll put on there. So I'll share those on Twitter later under War Games Culture. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, jokes, go ahead and leave them below. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.